Hey guys, it's Siffa. I think I'm gonna start doing like a little update at the beginning of every video now, just to let you guys know how I'm doing and stuff. I know a lot of people were worried from my last video about how I'm doing, and I'm doing a lot better. I just kind of stuck with trying to stay active and stay doing stuff and stay positive, and I'm doing a little bit better. I had a job interview today, and I think I might be finally getting a job because if you guys remember, I graduated college in May. I have my degree in psychology, and now I'm working for a year until I start my doctorate. My boyfriend Matt's birthday's on Sunday, so happy birthday, baby. I'm trying to think what else is going on. I don't think I'm going to do my group therapy group anymore. I don't think that's going to happen, but keep updated. I'll update you guys more about that. So anyway, this video is going to be about abusive relationships and the type of abusive relationships that I personally have been in. And it's kind of weird because the relationships that I've been in, I don't think they're very common or typical. And I want to hear if anyone else has ever been through anything like I've been through, or if this is similar at all to what you would call more common types of abusive relationships. Now, I guess the first thing I should say is that I think that my problems stem from the fact that I have weird relationships with men in general, because growing up, I never had guy friends at all. Never in high school, never in school at all. I was not friends with guys. I did not date guys. I did not look at guys. I did not talk to guys. Guys were like this mysterious thing that I didn't have anything to do with. And it was that way for me and most of my friends. We were just all of us girls together without any guys in the picture. The only men in my life were really my father, who I really have always looked up to, and my brother, who has kind of been back and forth, negative and positive in my life, but mostly negative. And so I guess the first thing that I recall, the first relationship that I recall, is with this guy that I call Joey. That's not his real name, but I've written some stories about him that you may have seen on here on YouTube. And he was a very huge part of my life. And I met him when I was 18 years old, my first year of college in New Orleans. And Joey's gay. So that makes it even kind of stranger, the fact about the relationship that we had, because it was often physical in some ways. But basically with Joey, it was like, he basically like made me feel incredibly special because he was so popular and everyone loved him so much. And I felt like the fact that he wanted to spend his time with me made me some kind of like special person, when in reality he was just using me and like abusing me emotionally and mentally manipulating me. Because he basically made it to where, like, I had no friends. Like, he told me that all my friends were lame and that I should stop hanging out with them. And so I didn't have any friends other than him for a long time. And then he would want me to do certain sexual stuff that I did not want to do, but he kind of, like, pressured me into it and kind of made me, like, promise to do it and stuff, and I eventually did. He also kind of, like, he convinced me that I was a lesbian, which isn't really true, and, he basically made it to where he was the only person that I could talk to or rely on. He also told me how to dress. He was basically in charge of me and everything that I did. And when I wasn't doing well, he completely ignored me. And he knew that I was cutting myself, and he just completely ignored the fact, any of it, and pretended like everything was fine. And then finally I was put in the hospital, and he completely abandoned me after the hospital. He left me, like, all alone with no friends, no one to talk to, no one to be there for me. And it was kind of, like, completely heartbreaking. And, so yeah, that was Joey. And then after that came, other guys. Other online guys. I have this problem with online guys that I meet online, and they contact me And they talk to me, and they're very flattering, and they make me feel very flattered and pretty and special and whatever, and they feed my ego. And then I kind of like become obsessed with them. And then whenever they realize that they're not getting anything sexual out of me, they just completely stop talking to me, or like they get angry and resentful of me, or it ends in flames somehow. That's happened with quite a few guys online now. Because they think that they can get something sexual out of me, I think. And they don't realize that, you know, I've been in relationships and I don't want to do that online stuff, you know. And then the most recent has been with a friend of my ex-boyfriend's. And I think that what these relationships do for me is that they give me attention. Because some, like, sick, unhealthy part of me craves this, like, materialistic, superficial attention of people telling me that I'm pretty and sexy and flirting with me and stuff, when I shouldn't rely on that for my self-esteem. And I was in a relationship where I felt like I wasn't getting enough attention, and for a long time I relied on these other men in platonic ways. Remember, all of these relationships were entirely platonic, at least for most of it, until it ended. None of these were really, except for the first guy, the gay guy, Joey, all of them were completely platonic, non-sexual relationships. I feel like they made me feel like they cared about me in some weird way. And I feel like they made me feel like I was worth something. But in such a superficial, short-lived way that it didn't work out. Because love is unconditional and everlasting, and flattery is temporary and short-lived. And that's the truth. Because I thrived off of this, like, superficial flattery and ego boosts. I don't need an ego boost, I need a self-love boost. You know, I need to learn myself to love myself. And if someone can help me do that, then that's awesome. But I don't need an ego boost. I don't need someone to tell me I'm pretty and whatever. I need, you know, to learn to love myself for who I truly am. And that's what I'm trying to do. But there's a huge difference between someone telling me that I'm pretty and someone making me feel good. You know, no one should need someone else for their self-worth and their self-confidence. You should be able to find your self-worth on your own, regardless of what anyone thinks about you, or regardless of what anyone says, or regardless of who you're with or who you're not with, or who you're friends with or who you're not friends with. Your self-worth is not dependent on anyone else's opinions or anything other than your own. You can be happy and love yourself and be confident on your own just from what you believe in is true. And I'm trying to get there. I believe it truly. And I'm trying to get there myself. So tell me if you guys can relate to any of this, any of these feelings of obsession, feelings of abandonment, feelings of devastation. Okay?